I think we're going to have Dark Deal versus Hitco.
Looks like you're going to annoy everybody in chat again because they want a Rops game.
But you can't win them all, is what I've just learned. So,
But then again, they also wanted a Johnny Chu game, so
yeah, I
like we gave
mean,
them half of what they wanted. That's got to count for something, right?
yeah, we'll try to get the. I think the ROPS players aren't in the top tables. I know
Yeah,
Clayton.
just
Clayton is playing ROPS, and he's at the bottom of the barrel. And I think there's one other ROPS deck. And I'm not sure where it is. So we'll
yeah.
uh,
I
we'll
said
we'll see. But I'm not gonna go to guys who are 2 and 3 against each other, just to get a certain deck.
you wouldn't want to see that deck anyway, because obviously if it's 0-3,
Right.
you
It,
don't
it,
want to
it
really.
might not be worth seeing. So.
It's clearly not working.
All right, let me hit the record button here. Thanks, guys, for joining us. We are about to start Game 6 of the Endor Grand Prix. We have Steve Harpster, Light Side, playing Hitco, and we have Johnny Chu, Dark Side, playing Dark Deal. Lots of foils from Steve Harpster. He is a huge fan of foil cards.
Johnny lost to Joe Olson, so Johnny's going to drop to 3-2. So it looks like, and Harpster won. So it looks like they're both 3-2
Yeah,
right
these are
now.
both 3 and 2, so this is more of a bubble matchup, kind of early, but um, all the matchups ahead of this one had at least one player who had already been on stream, and neither of these
Hmm.
guys had been on stream. So I kind of went, and we had popular demand for Johnny Chu, so I went with that one. The other one I was considering putting up there was Matt Sokol, undefeated against Ryan. Um, we'll definitely try to get Sokol on next game, but Ryan had already been on there, and I wasn't sure if it was going to be the same deck, the Bring In Before Me deck that we'd already seen. So,
No, Ryan would have been playing his light side.
oh, okay. So yeah, we probably could have had that one too, but then it would have not been Johnny Chu, and it wouldn't have been
Mhm.
Rops. So we wouldn't have pleased
Yeah.
anyone with that one.
I think we'll have an opportunity for Matt for one of the last two games.
Right.
He should have some potential matchups against opponents we may not have seen, like Matt Wadden or Ryan Jellison, possibly.
We had Jellison earlier, right?
Oh, we did have the
Yeah.
ISB on earlier.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
But we could have his
Um,
light side deck, which Ryan's a pretty creative deck builder too, so wouldn't
mhm.
mind seeing that. All right, so Johnny Chu's going to get us started here. He's going to use Mob Points combo to get the Executor, and then Don't Do That Again is made by Steve Harpster to stop those shenanigans for a minute. Grabber from Johnny and Grabber from Steve. Steve's got a Luke in his hand. He's got a Bale in his hand. He's got a Fly Casual, which he's going to burn to go get the Tantive. There it is. Nice Fly Casual there from the opening hand there. That's pretty good. Yeah, the guys playing Rops are 1 and 4 and 2 and 3. Thanks, Gogolin, for posting that. So, I mean, I understand wanting to see Rops, but maybe if somebody decides to play Rops tomorrow, we'll get, a top 8 Rops, which might be a more refined version from a better player. See, I'm not gonna choose a deck that's not, on a player with at least a winning record.
Yeah, that just seems like it's.
Yeah, I'm not going deck fishing for a bottom feeding deck. So, I mean, Rops just came out a few weeks ago, and to be fair, there was some concern over whether or not the set would be legal for this tournament, and so the players might not have had a chance to really refine those Rops lists yet. It's also not coded into GEMP yet, so guys who play test mainly on GEMP haven't had a chance to really flesh that out. So, I'm fine with people having some. I think maybe the NPC is where we'll see some Rops decks. Once players have a couple months to fiddle with it.
Yeah, and there's also some, obviously Rops coming back is not at the same power level that it was
Right.
legacy era and whatnot. So there's certainly
Yeah, and
gonna.
I
It's not a tier one deck just now.
exactly. And I didn't see any hyperdrive decks either. Like I didn't see it in the team tournament. Yeah, I was thinking we might see a few virtual hyperdrive decks since it's the new deck
Hmm.
for light side, but people just probably haven't had enough time to really wrap their minds around what that deck looks like quite yet. All right, so now we've got Johnny Chu played They Must Never Again Leave the City, paid 2 to put the Executor out, and then now that his mob points combo is back and turned on, uses that mob points combo to fish out the Endor Shield, which he then gets Cheer No and maybe like an Ozzel or somebody else with that. Yeah, all the cards are coded into Holotable, so if you are a Holotable person, you can play Rops and Hyperdrive on Holotable. So even though it's not as popular of an online program, it still is very, very good and can be used for. It's much easier to update. So,
Yes, there are no rules for that, so it's just card images, so it's a lot easier to fiddle with.
so then Johnny did play a command and a Sonic Bombardment to get General Hux and the prison. I believe that was during his draw phase.
Okay, so this is probably the same, very similar version of what we've seen Johnny play a few times now at major events.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing that he changed from when he played it at Worlds to the time he had played it before that was the Endor Shield tech. He used to just start the Endor Shield, but now he goes with the mob points way of getting it out. All right, so now we've got Steve's first turn. We'll see what he's able to do. What's up, Mike? We've got Johnny Chu and Steve Harpster. That's a good one, right? Yeah. These guys are both 3-2, so it's kind of a bubble match right now. But yeah, he crushed Lenny that last game. Lenny did not look happy. Yeah, he was a little tilted. So, all right, bud. Have fun. We'll see you tomorrow. Or later tonight. All right, cool. Got Docking Bay from Harpster. It's a nice fast start from Johnny with getting Ozzel and the Executor all set up turn one.
Yeah, first turn executor for him, getting all that out is you know pretty clutch.
Because yeah, so Johnny runs this deck with the map starting interrupt, right? Because that's I think what he switched to. Because
Yes.
he used to have a 3 effect start, but now he just has the 2 effect start. But using the mob points combo allows him to get that Endor Shield um, and basically make it a 3 effects. The 3 effects he would prefer to start are now on the
Mm.
table with the Bow of the First Order, Endor Shield, and then Insurrection, or whatever the dark side one is called, Imperial Arrest Order.
Yeah, the objective lets him start that. So
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he grabbed Rescue in the Clouds from Harpster, so that's good to note.
that is certainly important, as I'm sure Johnny's running at least one close call,
Yep.
and he also wants to slow Steve down, slow down his card draw.
Yeah, because Harpster was able to get the Wisa from the Rescue in the Clouds and get the Boss Nash Chambers that way. So
Yeah. I mean, it looks like we see a fly casual in his lost pile already as well.
yeah,
So
he burned that to pull the Tantive. I saw that early.
yep.
So that was in his opening hand. Now
So
we
he's
got
doing a lot of pulls, getting
yep.
a lot of cards out, and obviously that can certainly threaten Johnny's board position. So
But I believe Steve already has pulled 4 shields with the Don't Do That Again shield, the Grabber shield, the Battle Plan shield, and I can't see what that other one is. Maybe it was probably Goldenrod for the Executor. Yeah. So Steve is shield busted. Johnny pulls Dark Deal with his objective.
yes, the fact that Johnny's sites are mobile, there is that extra bonus text on Rescue in the Clouds that prevents you from, you
True.
get the cancel weapon destinies or something targeting guys of ability less 5.
Yep, is good there, and also the mobile sites, they're immune to the projections and stuff like that, so makes them a lot harder to reduce the drains.
Oh, Chirinu now. It's going to up that drain to
So yeah,
2.
it's a drain of two at the executor's site or system. Steve puts out the boss Nash chambers. He'll probably go searching for another. Oh, he's got the docking bay in hand. Okay. Um, might not go searching for another docking bay then. Most of the time, Hitco just runs the two.
Mm. And you never want to give a player
Pays.
like Johnny more information.
Right, here comes Luke. It's going to flip his objective. Because the lightsaber, I believe that was from hand. Johnny plays, "Come here, you big coward."
It's to shut down the retrieval from the objective being flipped.
Yep.
He already has secret plans out, so he doesn't need to worry about that.
Exactly. Okay, we'll have to worry about pulling that shield. Yeah, this is Chu's First Order Dark Deal, played by Johnny Chu. So, and Steve Harpster playing He Is the Chosen One. Both players 3 and 2, so this is kind of an early bubble match. Whoever loses this game might have a hard time sneaking in, although we do expect at least 5 and 3s to make it. But just whoever loses this game will have to win out to hope
Yes.
to stay in that race.
We'll have no margin for error left after this one.
Yeah.
And Steve also didn't quite start off like Johnny lost his games a little later.
Mm-hmm.
Steve lost some of his earlier games, so Johnny
Steve's kind
certainly
of
has
climbing
a
his way
better
back up.
strength of
Yeah.
schedule.
Yeah. Because I think Johnny lost to Sokol and to Joe Olson, who are both
Yes.
in the top tables. So.
Yep.
So we got Luke and Blount for Harpster. So Harpster, including Blount in his Hitco deck, maybe preparing for ISB. He does take a drain of 2 at the Bestman system. Johnny pays 3 for that. And then Johnny's going to look with his objective, get a Cloud City Occupation into hand. He's got Dark Deal and Occupation both in hand.
Yep. He just needs more. He just needs the sector, I think, to get that set up.
Yeah, and then he has to control. He has to get the docking bay out for Bespin, and then you have to control 3 Cloud City sites to be able to put Dark Deal out. They don't have to be battlegrounds. You just have to control all 3 of them, because the prison is. He only plays the 3 sites: the one he starts, and then the docking bay and the prison. So he's got to control all 3, including the non-battleground. And then you also have to control that sector, or at least occupy the sector. And there's usually like some Onyx ties, or the Kylo shuttle is what he uses to do that with.
Yeah, the Kylo shuttle makes sense since he can use the Star Daring Interrupt and get it into hand. It also helps him get around throne room games where his opponent would
Start with "Don't do that again," basically.
yeah,
Yeah.
shut down his mob points.
So you see Johnny's got the Blizzard 4 in hand. He's got a Kylo Ren in hand. But I think he's just going to, do his drain and set up his hand. Figure out how he's going to damage out this light side deck. Because we know Harpster has at least the Tantive for space, but Executor is, immune less than 15, and it's got all these gnarly pilots on it, so.
Right, and Admiral's hiding behind Imperial Command as well. Also make it a bit more challenging
So
to
you can play
get through.
Tarkin's orders to cancel the drain after Harpster pays 3 to drain at the walkway. And I think they're trying to figure out if the if the prophecy moves, if the drain gets canceled.
I believe no.
I believe it's not, because it says if you just force drained at a site.
Yeah.
So since the drain was canceled, I don't think it moves. but I think that's what they're probably. Hayes is probably figuring that one out for him right now.
Yeah, I'm almost positive it doesn't move.
You just have to know the exact wording of what the prophecy says.
Well, I know in Jemp it doesn't move, and that's right all the time. So
Right? So Prophecy of the Force says if a player just force drained. So does it move, Tom? Even though it gets canceled with Tarkin's orders?
if the drain's canceled, I don't think it should move, right?
I guess you did just force drain, even though they didn't lose. They just canceled it. I don't know. I'm that. Those are those intricacies of the rules that I'm not perfect on. Prophecy is an automatic response, and Tarkin's orders is optional.
Isn't prophecy an automatic response to the drain being completed?
It said if you just force drained, but
Yeah, I'm
if you cancel a force drain, you haven't just force drained. It was canceled.
right. I'm 99% sure it doesn't move.
Like if you cancel a battle destiny, you haven't just drawn battle destiny. That battle destiny was canceled. So I would sort of apply that to the same. Yeah, it looks like it stays, and that's where it's staying. So I think that is where. Good one, Chris. A prophecy misread or whatever could be.
So Johnny's got himself a pretty solid space set up. Harp's just going to start taking over his sites, though. And then he's going to have to battle his way back into them.
Johnny does
To at
have
least
one more site. The docking bay is the only other
Yeah.
site he will run.
He's not going to want to pull that until he can actually go to it.
Yeah. I feel like Johnny is a little bit force choked here. Like he's only activating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 force, right? By my count.
That's always the problem I have when trying to play this deck. It's just how much it can struggle for force generation. I mean, a lot of your stuff is fairly cheap, but at the same point in time, it's like you get 9 and your opponent gets like 15. You're like, all right, then I just lose.
Yeah. So, where are my KTOD guys at? Where's Jem and Justin? Oh, there's Justin. I see him.
Yeah, Justin's in chat. Steve isn't usually known. He also might be working. Steve, usually isn't always around on Twitch. And Hyperloops, he was here talking about we don't play Chew enough. And now he played Chew and he disappears.
Right. Andy, where are you getting that extra 1 from? I still only see 9 force for Chew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I see 8 icons on the table. And then
No, there's 9 on the table.
is there
The
9?
Ewok Village.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's got the
He's
2.
got
Okay, yeah, I wasn't counting the village. Yeah, you're right. Okay. So it is 10, but still 10 isn't that much better than 9. So, and sort of answer your question earlier, Chris, the dropped frames are about the same as when we were screen sharing. So, if that
okay.
if you feel like that would help you, we can certainly go back to that. I'm guessing it's
And
probably
Russ,
just the Wi-Fi.
probably. I was wondering if maybe if it was just trying to
That was
upload less data, if
that
it would
was
help.
a good thought for sure.
Occasionally I have those.
Even the blind squirrel finds a nut
Yeah,
once in a while, right?
exactly.
Story of my life. So is that Bail Organa joining Luke at the?
So it looks like
So it was Luke and Blount and
Luke, Blount, and Bale.
Bail.
And that is an exterior site, so
Mm-hmm. So the Blizzard
When he
4 can go
does,
there, or
when he gets the Tanev out, he can shuttle them up.
true, you can also shuttle pilots up. Yeah. So yeah, because you want Bale on the Tantive for the Destiny. So if he gets like Lando and Bale on that Tantive, then he could have, with getting like three Destinies, he could try to get through that immunity of
Right.
the Executor. But then Johnny's going to have the command. All right,
Right.
here we
You got
go.
to
EPP
you
Maul.
grab the command, you absorb the first one or two, and then just keep going over and over.
Yeah, Dorsch, the pizza was good. I actually even had a slice of pizza that had a couple mushrooms on it. So just for you. I couldn't really avoid them, so they were there. And yeah, Tom, the hotel apparently doesn't have a wired option for us here, but we do have dedicated wireless. That's just for us with our own password and everything. So we only the tournament software and the stream software are being used for that. So it seems to be okay though. I mean, I don't think if you guys are having choppy connections, let me know. But let's say we're dropping about 12%, 13% of frames. It can be a little choppy when you're watching it in stream, but when you watch it again in replay, those frames don't get dropped because it's all recorded. So the YouTube videos will be good for posterity and everything.
And it's still much higher quality than any of the European events. So,
God bless them, Rose, over there, though, but we've got to figure out the Wi-Fi situation for Worlds this year. All right, so we got Phasma and FN. Looks like he's going to use FN's game text to cancel Luke's
yep.
swingy. That's going to hit, unless he's got it there tracking us. Does not. Oh, he's swinging at Bale. Okay, so he swung at Bale and Blount. He was just going for the guaranteed hits, as opposed to trying to swing at Luke.
Yeah, yeah. And Luke has no game text anymore, so he's got no immunity.
And he's going to get two Battle Destinies anyway with Phasma and a
Yep.
Trooper.
Exactly. So just playing the odds, playing it safe, and just pick off the low hanging fruit and get the full site clear anyway.
So you weren't kidding about Matt Sokol and his quick games. He's already bounced out of the game room and gave me a thumbs up. So I'm pretty sure that means he is still the only undefeated left in this tournament and crushed
Yep.
it all the way through.
He was the only one starting the round at 5-0, and he played Ryan Serson in a rematch.
Oh, so now Serson's got two losses, both to Sokol. So still really
Yep.
good strength of schedule for Ryan. If he can get one of these last two games, he should be able to stay in the top eight.
Yes, if he were to go 5-3 with two of his losses being to the guy who's 6-0 at this point,
Yeah,
that would be really strong for him.
yeah. Matt is playing map for dark, and I don't know for light actually. If I when he crosses my path again, I'll try to get that from him.
I'd be shocked if it wasn't Throne Room or Watcher
What
Step.
is Sokol playing for light? Okay, so he's playing throne room for light. So he's playing throne room and map, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and he's 6-0, and he's just crushing it. Yeah, he's a good player. Oh yeah, A- and he's I think teamed up with Johnny Chu this weekend, so I'm sure he's rubbing off on that a little bit. So well, they're sharing a room, right?
With the twin bed.
All right, so Harpster's going to redeploy Luke after getting his Luke killed last
Yep.
turn with a new lightsaber. Flips it.
Yep. And Johnny prevented any potential counter beatdown by shuttling everybody up. So,
Yep. So that way he couldn't get a clash beatdown or anything like that.
hmm
So yeah, Matt Sokol 6-0 with map and throne room so far.
see who says you need set 10 cards.
Right? Who knows? His throne room could have a couple set 10 cards. There's
It's true.
Anakin's lightsaber or Jedi business maybe. I'm sure he's probably running the Luke effect though.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm sure Matt's playing the same Throne Room deck he usually plays.
Chewbacca joining Luke at the walkway.
+1. Yep.
Yeah, because he controls Bespin.
hmm
Doesn't affect Luke because he's just equal 6. But Yeah, it's I think Johnny Chu is just really biding his time, waiting for the right. He did clear like Luke and a couple characters were on the ground before, and he went with Phasma and Maul and kind of cleared him out. It's Harpster and Chu. Yeah, Harpster's playing Hitco. Yeah, playing Hitco. But Johnny's got to get. Yeah, he is the man. So we'll see. He's got to get that docking bay out. We'll see if he can figure that out. I haven't seen that in his reserve deck in a little while, but who knows? This one could go either way. It's still pretty wide
Mhm.
open, I'd say. Johnny looks like he's in a pretty good spot, though.
He's just going to be nice and patient, take his time. He's draining for 2 at the system, uncontested, and he can afford to just be patient and set up his hand to do what he needs to do.
Yeah, and right now, I mean, the drain race is pretty much even, 2-2, and
Mhm.
Johnny does have that Tarkin's orders. If he can sort of loop that around, and track back into it, Johnny's probably the best player that I've seen at tracking. So, yeah, he hasn't seen the sector yet either. I think both of those are buried in his force pile, honestly. The docking bay and the sector. U3PO to cancel the drain. There you go. That might buy him a turn or
Mhm.
two. If Harpster can find a corn horn or sorry about the mast or something, he can clear that
There's,
U3PO.
he just drew the docking bay.
Oh, he drew into the docking bay. Okay, cool. So, because I mean, Johnny wants to try to get occupation going. He wants to try to get his own battleground site, so he doesn't have to pay to drain. He's got
Mhm.
Blizzard 4. He's got a couple options of what he can do to take over that site right away.
Right. Docking bay, Blizzard 4, pull a guy,
He's got
deploy
Tarkin
another
in
guy with
hand,
it. Yeah.
so
Yeah. Pull Vader, drop Tarkin, and then he
and then
should be pretty well set up.
you're solid.
Or shuttle Maul back down.
Mm-hmm. That is a sorry about the mess on top of the lost pile. Yep.
No, you're right, Justin. The way the status quo with the board is right now, Johnny can just be patient enough and just wait the whole game out. Um, but if Corn Horn or something at least breaks that undercover spy, and he
Oh,
can't.
there's Cornhorn.
Yep, and he can't quite loop around the Tarkin's orders all day. If he wanted to do something else, he at least has options in his hand
And
to make
Obi-Wan
to
did
make a
go to
secondary
the
move.
Ewok village too, so he
Mhm.
can force stream with
Pay 3.
Obi-Wan and then move Prophecy over there.
Yeah, he can pay 3 to drain for 2 over there. Yep.
Well, we received one the first time he did it, but then it would move the
Yes.
Prophecy, get him an extra force. Although that would give Johnny an extra force, and we did kind of make mention that Johnny is force choked.
Hmm. It also gives Steve a second battleground to get around Coward.
Yep. So now he can start retrieving because his objective is flipped.
Yep, and he retrieved the sorry about the mess.
Yep. Because Johnny might run another undercover spy. Johnny might run like a Arica or a
I
Kettering
don't know that he
Black.
does.
I've seen similar Dark Deals deck runs like an extra undercover spy, but not Johnny Chews in particular. There's the sector. He's going to pull that with the objective. I believe he has to control all three Cloud City sites in order for him to put out Dark Deal. But he can at least maybe set up occupation if he goes to 2 sites this turn, but I doubt that's what he'll do.
Yeah,
Probably
he's got to
just
control the sector and 3 sites to get Dark Deal. So that's
probably
probably not.
just yeah, probably just put the docking bay out, put the Blizzard 4 there and find an extra character. And yeah, I think he also has like a Dooku or an Emperor in hand, some sort of Dark Jedi in hand.
Mhm. He's got options for people to put down, and like you said, he can always move Maul.
Yep. He's got a Tarkin's bounty in hand too, I believe. So we could put that on a guy like Ozzel or Chirno and get force pile pull. He's going to go with Blizzard 4 to the walkway. So this leads me to believe that he's going to go for the occupation this turn.
He's going to play occupation. Yeah, that's the only way that makes sense. He'll do that and then
Put the
move over.
docking bay out, put Tarkin there, and then move the whole kit and caboodle over. got to pay 2 for the Vader because Goldenrod is out. Oh, he's just going to shuttle down to there. He's not going to go for the occupation this turn. I thought maybe what he might do is put the docking bay out, occupy it, and set up occupation, but he's going to stack the sites against him. Because, I mean, I
That
guess he wanted to
is,
block the drain since the U3PO got its cover broken, but
and it's certainly not a viable option because like you said, he's got Maul, he's got Vader. Vader can cancel somebody's game text because that's Chewie there with Luke.
it's Chewie, Luke, and
Corn.
Cornhorn, yeah.
So he can cancel Chewie's text and then
Yep, he could cancel Chewie's text. So he's got Phasma, Maul, Vader out, and the Blizzard Force. That's a lot of power.
yep.
You know,
That's
I mean, Lightside does have
22.
yeah, Lightside does have 2 from Corrin, 6 from Chewie, so that's 8, and then 9. So he's got 15. So he's not, and then so he's not hurting. Here comes a Tantive.
I'm sorry, 24.
Yeah, so it'd be 24 to 15, which is 9 power difference. It's not game breaking, but
Mhm.
so then here comes a Tantive. So maybe we might just see shuttle up with some of these like Cornhorn and I guess maybe like in this particular case, you wouldn't have put the docking bay out, so that way he can't really run anywhere. Like I
No,
guess
he can run to the 2-0.
he can run to the Twix, and then you've got Coward. So you're just like whatever, I don't care.
Well, Obi's out though, so he's got 2 battlegrounds.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I always forget about that Obi-Wan being over there. Okay.
Yep, he's got Solo in hand. He's got Rey in hand. There's Solo.
Solo and Rey. So that is 2 destinies, adding 1 to your total, and that's 4 plus 3 plus 3, so that's like 10 power. Or is it 10 to 5 power? So that's 11 power, yeah.
Yep, 11 power, 2 destiny, minus a command.
And then, the Executor is more than that. Base 12, and then you're adding all these pilots, so.
That should be like another 8 more, I think. So I think he's got 20 on the Executor. But at some point in time, he has to draw that command out.
Yep.
But I don't think Harpster needs to battle in space. I think he can just
Stay.
move up and move
Hang.
away.
Yep. Play some roulette and.
Yep.
Looks like Johnny
Just let
points at Chewie to make sure that a game text is canceled this turn.
just let Obi do his thing and move prophecy and
Cornhorn slurps up to the ship. Luke moves over to the 2-0, and I think we're going to see Chewie move up as well.
then he plays that card Tom Haight always plays. So no, there's no more movement. Full scale alert.
Full scale alert. Okay, so I mean, now Steve has his Tantive loaded up with a bunch of pilots. Chewie doesn't add anything, but he does provide, 6 forfeit.
He does, and he also would add a destiny with Han if he had to lose Rey or something.
True, true.
Well,
All right,
but I
so
think we'll
we'll see what Johnny
likely to
has.
see occupation come out this turn then.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Who won your game? Okay.
Oh, my wife is here bringing me treats. What is this?
Yay!
Cinnamon roll? Ooh. That's tasty. Thanks. All right. My sugar mama here bringing me some sugar. All right. All right. Darth Sidious, or Lord Sidious, Taco Bill's card, goes up against Obi-Wan.
Is that a laser cannon battery?
In Johnny's hand.
the last card in Johnny's hand
It's either laser
looked like it
cannon
might have been.
battery or deflector shield generator.
There's Thrawn.
So that was a swing. He hit Sidious.
But Thrawn does certainly add another destiny for Darkseid there too. So they can sit there staring at each other for a little while, and Lightside can just
So that clears
Darkseid
that
can just keep
site.
draining in the ground. Yeah.
Clears that site. So now the come here, you big coward is back.
Yep. Coward kicks back in, so Luke doesn't do any damage. So now Johnny's back ahead in the drain race.
I think he's going to fight in space. He paid 1 for something. That is a laser cannon battery. You're right. That's so good against the Tantive.
Yeah.
Draws
It'd be
2
better if he had
destiny.
more force to shoot, but yeah.
Well, you can deploy the laser cannon as a react, right?
You can, but obviously the more force you can spend to target with it, the easier it is
Right.
to hit stuff.
But that Johnny is force choked, like we have sort of mentioned. He only has like, I guess now that he's got the sector out, he's up to 12.
Did you not play a command?
He drew a command for Destiny, but I don't think he played one.
Guess he just let Harpster draw 2.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, Bale's there too, so he'd get. Oh no,
been.
Bale's not there. It's Corrin.
No, yeah, Bale got hit with a lightsaber.
Yeah, so it's just 2 Destiny. Okay.
So with the 12 immunity, you're not, or 15
Yeah,
immunity,
that's
you're
fine.
not too worried about that.
Nope, you're fine.
And he
He's
didn't
just got-
didn't have enough to pay for the Blizzard 4's upkeep, so the Blizzard 4 is now out of play.
Hmm.
So a little bit of collateral damage from that turn, but Johnny's still in a good spot. He's able to
Yeah.
move the prophecy, so now he's draining for like 2 there, and then he's still looking real good in space, and was able to kick Obi-Wan off of that Ewok village. So
Yep.
Blizzard 4,
Looks-
yeah, it's 8 power, but that's really all it was at this point.
8 power and 5 forfeit, but at this point in time, he doesn't exactly need it. I mean, Luke is kind of stuck. Luke has to move to the battle.
Right.
So unless he's got to run Luke run, that's
Which we
gonna be
did
fighting
see in Steve's deck when we got it verify early, but we don't know if he's drawn into it yet.
yeah. But he's gonna be fighting on Johnny's terms then, and that's just what Johnny wants.
Yeah, and then Johnny can get a stormtrooper there to get 1 destiny with Phasma, and like every time he wins a battle, he'll retrieve a trooper there, and so Johnny's definitely in a good spot here. Steve's gonna have to do something to influence this game if he wants to win.
Yeah, he didn't have enough force left to retrieve a trooper last turn, but or he may not. He should have at least 1 in his lost pile still, but
Yeah, one of the FN guys or whatever. All right, Steve, what do you got? He was just putting some pilots aboard his Tantive. He's got Hera and Kanan. Kanan is kind of cool because he cancels immunity to attrition. Does he work in space?
that's what I am checking.
I think he does.
While present with an Imperial or 2 Rebels, all immunity to attrition here is canceled.
He's present with 2 rebels on that ship, right?
Yep.
So that would work. All immunity to attrition here. It doesn't say at same site, like if it said.
Nope.
So, Kanan Jarrus. That's kind of a techie card for sure. So that does help with the immunity.
It certainly does, and obviously now we would need a situation with the command. Did he just move them to the Executor docking bay?
I think they might just be those are the ones that are passengers, maybe. Because or how many pilots can the Tantive hold? I think because this looks like a battle to me with like four destinies.
Yeah,
So I think they're just all. He's just sort of figuring out who's adding the
gotcha.
power and who's not.
All right, you just stuck him over to the side. Okay.
So yeah, the Tantive can only have three pilots. So I think the three
Right.
that were on the one side were the ones who were adding to the power, and then the other two ones were not.
11, 14, 19 with those four battle destiny. Ouch.
So that yeah, I mean he didn't even need to go with Kanan to since he was going to be able to get around it. But I guess maybe he wasn't sure if the command was going to be played, so he had to use Kanan to make sure that that immunity was gone.
Yeah, but no command again from Johnny.
Yeah, that is interesting because we knew he drew the one last turn for Destiny, but you got to assume two. But he just like emptied that ship.
Yep.
So that was Hux, and that was Chirnu, and that was Ozzel that were all on there, and Thrawn,
Yep.
right?
Yep. They're all gone.
That is pretty big for Steve. Because I kind of said that Steve needed to do something big to influence this game, and that certainly helps. We'll see what Johnny can do to respond to that. Get his
He
executor back.
laser cannon battery and shoot the Tantive is kind of the only move he's got at this point.
Yeah, because he can drain for two there. Steve loses a couple off the top, including a weird doomed combo. So there's Tarkin. That'll help. Tarkin's bounty.
Tarkin and then the bounty to fish out of somebody. Yeah.
He's only got one character in that force pile, and it's a stormtrooper. It's all red cards in one stormtrooper.
Yeah, but there's those commands he was looking for.
Yep. But he doesn't have anybody who can use command.
Nope. He's got a Gick in there if he wants it, but yeah.
So Adam, last turn he could have done that, but he wouldn't have had any force to use to add to the draw. Um, and without
Right.
that, it it doesn't make it a guaranteed hit. But see, now what he can do with Tarkin's bounty is he can look at the top card of his reserve deck, see if it's going to hit, and then maybe, if it's not going to, then shuffle it up by searching for a docking bay or something.
And that's once per turn, so he can.
You can do that on the other turn, yeah, on the other player's turn as well.
Mhm.
I think we're going to see a battle.
Yep, there's the gun.
There's the 3, and he draws Dooku. Did he just mistrack? Or... So he drew
No, it should still hit.
should still hit with a Dooku, drawing 1? What's the defense value on the Tantive? Tantive is the armor 4, so I think that didn't hit, right?
Nope, it's plus greater than defense value. Okay, so no, that looks like a miss. So did.
Yeah, we all know that you think it's a good card, Dan. Pretty sure it has your name on the bottom of it. So I think the Executor has a chance to
Executor's
go lost
gone.
because he still drew 3 Destiny. Wow. Johnny just drew a 1 with the laser cannon. Did he mistrack that? He just didn't know
Did
what
he
it
not?
was. But
He
he
didn't
has
check.
he has Tarkin's bounty. Why didn't he look at the top card of his reserve deck?
I think Johnny forgot that when it's on Tarkin, doesn't get an extra text.
Yeah, I mean, he is. See, like someone was saying something. So he hasn't won in a while, man. That's what have you done for me lately? I'm guessing he just forgot to use the Tarkin's bounty to check because he could have used that, seen that it was a Dooku, and then not shot the damn weapon, and then use some
Yep.
sort of way of shuffling his reserve deck, like searching
Yep.
for a docking bay before he
And
battled.
just don't battle.
Yeah, and then like, oh shit, I'm not gonna battle here, and so
Right.
that's tough. I mean, that's
That could be game breaking right there.
Yeah, Steve has a chance to really capitalize here now that because Johnny doesn't have anything else for space besides like the Kylo Ren shuttle, as far as we know.
Hmm.
Maybe an Onyx tie. I know he used to run the Onyx ties, but I think he might have switched to just the shuttle with this new
Yep.
start.
But
Maybe
at the
some of
same
the
point in time, I mean, they're both still just draining each other for two, and that's pretty much it.
true because the coward is still in effect for Johnny, who's not getting hit at the Twix site.
Yep. So they're both just going to pay three, drain two, pay three, drain two.
Yep.
Just kind of see where that goes for a little while.
But yeah, so now he goes with the shuttle to the sector, and then he's just drawing cards. So now the Tantive can't move to the sector,
Nope.
so it's stuck there. But that's not a system, so it makes it so Johnny's still paying for his drain.
Yeah, he can pay for one more now. He can
You can
now
drain
he
for
can do
one
one more
there, yeah.
damage.
But Steve having that system takes away occupation, the potential for that, and really is going to even this game back up.
Yep. Now the question will be: Is can Steve find
Steve has
enough
got
guys?
General Leia, so now he's satisfied as coward.
Okay. Yep.
And he's also going to put Cassian Endor.
Cassian's a very good card.
Yeah, I like his game text where you can place a character out of play from Lost Pile and cancel a lightsaber swing or a Force Lightning or whatever with Cassian.
Nah, barbecue. He's never going to get Dark Deal at this point.
No, yeah, Dark Deal is not really because he had to kick Luke off and put the docking bay out and control it before he could even think about putting Dark Deal out. Johnny plays the Sonic Bombardment to give a verify. Johnny also has a command in hand, which I think he's going to try to cycle.
Yeah, too little, too late on that command.
Yeah, since he didn't get him when he was needing him in those battles, that's because I mean, if he has one in one of those battles, then he still has his executor. Like he would not have had to lose because Lightside drew like 4 Battle Destiny in both of those battles.
Yep.
So if he has a command in one of those battles, then he's safe. That's Grievous. Grievous is going down against Cassian and Leia.
Oh, well, Grievous could use a command.
Grievous can use command. And Kylo, EPP. So that's going to give him a used pile pull. I think he might grab maybe a Trooper or a Snoke or Dooku. He's got a few different cards. Looks like he went with Snoke out of the used pile pull from Kylo. B Fred, how's it going, B Fred? What's your record? B Fred is 4-2. Everybody. What did you? Who did you just play? Kyle Kruger. You won. All right. So B Fred just beat Kyle Kruger in his 6 game.
How
Ah,
can Brian be 4-2? He didn't have any time to play test all these new cards.
yeah, man. Brian 4-2. So now he's walked away. But yeah. All right. So that's looking pretty good. He can make top 8 pretty easily there. Just split your last games or win them both, and you're in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to see him, even though he was a little shy about the set 10 stuff, still able to show up and perform well. So we saw the command get played from Johnny. He's going to draw a Sense and a Sonic Bomb. And Steve just draws a Padme, but that still will clear EPP Kylo. I don't think Johnny swung Kylo's lightsaber because he didn't have enough Destiny draws to do it. So does Johnny have a way to get rid of that Jin Urso?
Maybe a defensive fire.
Yeah, or I don't know if he runs a Sniper Dark Strike or
I don't think he's got anything like that.
Izard.
I think if he's got something, it's gonna be like a defensive fire Hut Smooch combo or something.
Yeah, because that works pretty well with your laser cannon batteries too.
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna point man something back.
Does the new Udaguda solo do anything with undercover spies? I think it does. Yeah. So maybe he's got that card. But he wouldn't be
What
worried
does?
about Ellis or Nabram because he's starting uh, rest order. So I don't think he runs that card. Yeah, but Johnny's peeling some drains here. Now that he's got Steve has Coward satisfied, he's able to drain him for 4 without paying for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steve could come away with this one. That blowing out the Executor was huge for him.
Absolutely. Let's
We
take a
got
look.
Philo. Did she get barriered? Pretty sure she got barriered. And
Uh,
because he's got her sideways.
yep. Looks like they got
And
about 12 minutes or so.
okay, so we got Lando and Cassian. And then I believe Johnny just lost 2 force for barriering the Philo because of
Yep.
weapons display.
He'll
And
grab the command finally.
Steve draws a Rose for Destiny, so that's going to clear Grievous. And it'll be Lando and Philo left at the site after Cassian dies. And then after Cassian dies, he has a game text of like activating a force or something.
I think so.
Cassian says, if just lost may activate 1 force. Yeah. Not sure if Steve did that or not, but that is what you can do.
Which would be good to pay the upkeep on Lando.
Right. He did pay it somehow, so now we'll see. Johnny's got so little life force left, it looks like.
Yeah, he's in trouble here.
I think Steve could pull this out. I really do. Especially with getting that Jin Urso out. Like now it's just like Johnny can pay 3 to do 1 damage, you know.
Yeah, that's not going to get it done.
So
Hayes is out here with an update for us.
everybody is done with their game except for the feature match and one that had some ruling issues because tractor beams.
Tractor beams, imagine that. Okay.
So people are finally they've like hit the wall. They're like playing faster. Oh, I missed it. I'm trying. I missed it. How did he kick him out of space?
Because Johnny never had a command.
Oh my god.
Like there was 2 battles in space.
Harpers should win this game.
Johnny didn't have command in either of them, and Harpster was able to draw 4 Battle Destiny and has Kane and Jarrus in space. So like, Executor has no immunity, and then it just disappears. Like, if Johnny has a command, then he keeps his Executor, but Johnny never got a command.
Hope everybody's
So.
loving all the work that
Game over.
Sauce is putting in here
And Gogolin.
for all of this. And Gogolin.
Yeah.
Well
so
done, gentlemen.
thanks, Phil. Thanks for your support. Glad everybody's enjoying it. I think they're done.
Yep.
So
Johnny
Harpster.
Johnny gave him the handshake, so Johnny's going to drop to 3-3 now.
So
he'll have his work cut
He'll
out
have
for
his
him.
work cut out for him. He's got to win both of his last 2 games. He should have good SOS, but good job, Harpster, getting to 4-2 and improving his SOS. So he should be able to get into the top 8 with splitting his last
Yep.
games.
And hopefully somebody will let Johnny know about checking destinies with Tarkin's bounty.
Yep. Good call, Jared. You can tell it was Hayes because I was looking straight up in the air. Yes, that guy is really tall. All right, so it looks like this was the last game to finish, or maybe that one with the tractor beams. I'm guessing Joe Phillips for the tractor beams.
That's
So
a pretty safe guess.
we might have pairings here pretty soon. So we'll take a short little break and see what's going on in there and get back to you guys ASAP. Thanks for joining us for Endor. We got 2 games left. See you guys soon. All right, I'm going to turn this off for a sec, Chris.